So welcome back to Confessions of a Beauty Boss. We're so excited we've got our guests with us today.
Yay, thanks for having
Lovely
me.
Gemma.
I know, first time meeting you, and
I know.
Just go all in.
We've
Why
not
not?
chatting. We've been chatting, but
Chatting on DMs, haven't we?
Yeah.
But, so, Gemma, tell us a little bit about your background. What's your qualifications? When did you train? Where have you worked? You've got your own salon now?
Yeah, been in the industry 11 years now. Feel like I'm maybe old school, just like that kind of
love old school.
age, not age, but time where like you done the four days a week at college. I started off in City in Glasgow. I went down to Greenock, done the spas, done the salons, and I worked for myself.
Good.
I wouldn't change it. But I was thinking about this coming in this morning. It's so weird when you're at college, you don't think you're going to be your own boss. And I think we've spoken about how different the industry is now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I worked for myself. I set up Out the Back Door, which was the best thing I've ever done for me. I do miss salon environment. I watch like your stories and stuff and I miss like the buzz of it. Worked in the Blytheswood for years. I miss that. But it's just so different now. Like I just think I'm where I need to be for me and my clients, you know.
And for your family life as well.
Yeah.
Like, I started Urban from my house and that was there 10 years and that was while my kids were growing up.
Yeah.
And I went back to uni and did my degree and stuff, but it wasn't till they were kind of later on in primary school that we opened up where we are now.
It's got its pros and cons. Like I've told you this before, but I get asked weekly, should I set up Out the Back Door? Should I go to like, you know, your academy? I wouldn't change my journey for the world because I don't know if I could have went and done a 1-day course and just set up at home. That's not where I learned my people skills. I learned my people skills in the Blytheswood, working 5 days a week, 12. That's where listen, some girls can probably learn the other way, but
it's through experience, isn't it?
100%
And
hands
that's
on.
it. You need to get your foundations in place and then you build upon the skill set.
And I
as you
still
go
don't
along.
see myself as, obviously I see myself as a business owner, but no one taught you the business side of things. I just work for this wee room in my back door and I do say to girls, think about it because I feel like I don't leave the house sometimes. This is like a wee day out for me.
Yeah.
I do miss the team, but then I also don't. You know, there's pros and cons to everything, but I wouldn't change mine for the world.
Yeah.
Like I learned my people skills in those spas, in the twilight at college, and I don't know if girls are getting that anymore.
No.
You know?
No.
we can almost advise our students, don't we? Go and get a job for a wee while.
100%,
We try and say to them, go and work somewhere for a wee while.
There's been a few
Be
that want to
around
be
people that will
self-employed.
mentor you and help you.
You need to see things, and I think I'm a bit of a slow learner, even though I'm really practical. Like I just trained in a microneedling device recently, and there was just something that wasn't sitting well with me, and I thought, no, I'd quite like you to come out and show me that. You know, like you could, these one day online learning. I'm like, I mean, I just couldn't. I know some girls can pick things up quickly, but no, I think environment. People are doing it in offices. My dad's got an office along the road, and he's like, no one's coming in anymore. It's healthy.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm past that now, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But no, and like some of my clients that I've sent to you, I'm like, you need to go and learn that.
Yeah. I know
You
you've
need
given
to-
us a lot of business through the house, so thank you.
It's hard to find stuff. We've spoken about it though. It's hard to find where to go.
Yeah.
I don't want people wasting money and
No.
coming away from it. And
No.
they
And
can't get insured, and it might look a bit like, oh, do I need to do that? I think so.
Yeah.
I really think so.
That's the kind of what we go over in this podcast as well. Like, obviously, we keep talking about the legislation that's
Yep.
not changing at the moment, but it's still sitting as pending. The only thing we know is it'll happen at some point.
Yep.
But when is that, we don't know. And I think there's a lot of scrutiny with us on social media just now, probably because we do work with a lot of spas and stuff, and it's like, you stop telling people, and I'm like, I'm not telling people, but what I am saying is, we took our accreditations off our website for like microneedling pills a year and a half ago because we don't think it's right to sell that to people knowing that in the future they're going to have to sit a level 4
And this is the thing, like, where are people going? Because if I never had you guys, where are people learning about this? Because it does kind of, I don't know who else I would ask about this. Obviously, the microneedling device that I'm trained in, they've got different views and they're hearing different things, and it's like, it's such a grey area just now. And I've told you before, I get asked weekly off of mums that are clients, do I send them here? And that's why I came to you guys, because I'm like, I don't know. You know, the industry's just so, and this is probably why it needs regulated. So there's the rules, there's...
Yeah,
'cause
it's
so
as you say,
different.
it's so weird just now. There's nothing, you know, it's like lots of people telling different
Do you think
stories.
COVID's changed things? I was thinking about this again this morning. There was a certain beauty treatment that I trained in lockdown from my bedroom when I was stuck at home. Thank God I had like the qualifications that I had, because when I trained in it and we opened back up, my insurance were like, you've done that for your bedroom? Like, you're not getting insured on that.
That's
It's a
good that your
mess.
insurance company asked that, because so
100,
many
yeah.
of them don't.
Insurance is weird, isn't it? Because so many people get insured in different things. That's a grey area as well.
We've spoken about this with Leslie Blears, who's Subtac CEO. So she obviously, they have the sister company Babtac, which is the one that all therapists knows, because the old
I've
school
been on that since
therapists.
college. I think we were made to like sign up at my wee badge and stuff like that.
Because that was the insurance company that was reputable and the ones to go to, and that's where we get all our information from as well. And we spoke about this before. It's all very well that people are like, these certain named insurance companies will cover us. They might cover you, but when something happens, they'll not pay out. We had a fire last year and we barely we scraped by until we eventually got paid out,
People
and
don't
that was
think they need
legitimate.
insurance until they need insurance.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
I know.
I probably do know some people that aren't even insured, and I'm like, you do know that that's your business gone if you don't have that out. It seems, I think mine was up in November there, and I was like, what, for working from home, but you need it, don't you?
It's the soon culture, unfortunately, these days, especially in our field when you're doing advanced procedures and stuff like that.
It does
as well.
happen.
And you can bet your bottom dollar, one of these insurance companies that's taking you on with your accreditation or whatever for microneedling, if you get a client whose face is damaged and they sue, they'll right away, they'll be like, well, you sent me the certificates, we didn't check it, you sent me the wrong certificates. They'll flip it
There's
back on
always
you.
going to be a get.
Does.
There's
I had a
always gonna
friend
be a
years
get
ago
out.
in college, I've not seen her for years, but she worked from home, and it was something like hot stone in a treatment, and client ate, you know, oh, they burnt my tummy, and it was a whole thing. And like, if you never had that insurance, that's like your full business, you know.
That's even came to light now as well. One of the spas that we train, a product company came in and did their version of hot stone training, and a client got burnt, and because they actually didn't hold a hot stones accreditation as well as the product house one, the insurance company didn't cover.
A controversial one that's come up recently with me, and again, I'll need to kind of do my digging, is lymphatic. Now, I've done lymphatic for years. I trained with Charisma around the corner. I don't think you need any massage qualification, but I'm like, would you though? Would you not?
So you need your HND or your level 3 body massage to be able to even do a procedure like that. But what they are now starting to look at is doing accreditations in it, or a highish level of in-house training somewhere.
It's the new treatment, isn't it? But I have seen academies where it's just, no, it's just, I'm like, but it's still body massage. And I know for a fact I wouldn't be as good at the treatment had I not had
I know
the
for a fact
knowledge.
there's
and
people taking people on
there
all the
is.
time for lymphatic that
that
don't
kind
have
of really
any
took off
qualification
that
at all.
treatment, didn't it? Everyone's doing it.
But they shouldn't be on the course because they don't have the right pre-requirement, which is your fundamental massage qualification. So training academies are part of the problem in this industry as well, the ones that aren't doing things ethically right.
Yeah, I've always said that. Listen, it's not these girls that want to get into the industry. I'm all for girls working for them, a passion. Who am I to say that someone that's done a one-day course hasn't read every night at home or whatever? But I think it's the point, isn't it? It's like, you can't learn that in a day. You can't.
No.
But I think girls do want that quick.
Yeah.
Everyone's
It's
working for themselves.
It's culture we're in.
Culture now.
It is.
Everything's delivered, you know, just eat. It can be there in 15 minutes. They have
they
that
want things yesterday.
attitude to everything.
Yeah.
Get it,
And
get it.
it's unrealistic expectations for us as well. It's like even clients coming through the door and wanting to look like Kim Kardashian, and it's just like
Literally.
one microneedling.
And I actually
procedure.
seen a girl down south, and I'm going to share it later, and she hit the nail on the head. The skin industry is crazy just now, isn't it? Like, I went on the other day, and too much hyaluronic acid's now bad for you, and like that's where I don't like social media, because I doubt myself. I do some treatments and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't use a steamer on that. I just think we need to do what's right for us. But then I also think that's because people are just they're just buying the steamer, they're buying the microneedling,
they're doing their own
their own, like, protocols aren't a thing anymore.
No.
You know, you just need to do what's right for you, I think. But it's just getting a bit, people don't know what they're doing. I don't think.
There's so many
And that's
voices
the problem.
with social media. There's so much noise about everything.
Even my client that I passed on to you as well, you know, she's been asking for pointers, and I know she'll see the industry different from me because she's new to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I need this machine? Do I need
She'll
that
be
machine?
from the influencer industry,
Literally.
and the influencers aren't trained.
People are
they're
getting
endorsed.
skin, but I feel like I was just maybe, there was a couple of years after me, like the beauty side of it, you know, like the HND. And but then can girls go to college 4 or 5 days a week now and work part-time? Maybe 300 quid in salaries got me my car and my holiday and my... It's not like that anymore.
No.
That's where I struggle, how to answer it. I've had mums ask me and I'm like, right, what would I do if I was 17? I just want things yesterday.
And it's hard as well because colleges, as much as it's a full-time course, it isn't full-time like we had it 4 or 5 days a week. Full-time these days is 2.5 days a week max.
Well, I did do my research, so I still speak to quite a lot of my lecturers. We were really close in Greenock. So I reached out to one of them a couple of weeks ago and I said, I'm going on a podcast. Can you let me know what college is like? Because if I look around my room, any kind of certificate, apart from my knowledge and like my people skills, I've kind of paid for. Is it worth your time going to college? And she kind of filled me in on the criteria and stuff like that, because it just to me seems that you come out and you still need to, whereas with your courses, I feel like you can be quite specific as to what you want to train in.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's a more modernised approach now, and this is something that we're met with as well. We work in alignment with some colleges as well, but that's where we maybe bat heads at times because the colleges haven't moved with the times.
I'm like, are we still doing Galvanic? Are we still doing...
they are in
you
colleges.
know, the infrared. One of my clients said, what is that light you have? And I'm like, oh, is that old school now? You know, but then that is where there's going to be two types of different therapists.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be that wee
there's a
missing
client base
part.
for all, isn't there?
There is. And that's where I struggle. And, you know, I think, you know, opinions make the world the way it is. And I do know what my opinions are, but I just think, there's a difference in everyone now. Whereas back in the day,
it was all done the same way.
I actually got knocked back for the Blythswood the first time. I was dying to work there, God. I love it. And I only had my HNC. And they were like, no, it was Leon.
Was it?
I was like, not quite. And I went back and I got it.
Well, that's good that Leon was looking out for
Whereas now I just,
qualifications.
Cara, what's Cara?
Yeah.
Cara's my client. I just think it's so much more relaxed now.
Yeah.
Like that was like, I'm not saying it's not the place to work. I worked there for years, but it's just different now. Our girls still going down the spa route, and then are they getting that experience?
There are still people going to spas. I suppose it depends who's managing the spa.
Yeah.
Management's always been a bit of a hard one, hasn't it? It's hard.
Yeah.
Spa work was hard, but it made me who I am. But are people still doing that? Do they still have?
There's a lot of people still wanting to be in spa and working. That's like one of our main courses for the spa traineeship. There's loads of people that want to get in the spa industry. The way we do it differently is we deliver the course over 3 months, and they're in and out of the academy over a period of time, but they're getting hands-on experience within the spa as well.
Yeah,
because that's where they learn. So they're in there for the full 3 months.
Loved it, honestly. I've been asked off of a couple of spas that I've been to, and I know the managers, and would you do a wee Sunday? And do you know, I've always been tempted because I love it.
your
I don't
hands
work
on.
Sundays anymore. I'm like, nah, but I loved it. Honestly, that's where I thrive. But it was just hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, and lockdown came, and I was furloughed from a spa, and it just gave me the push to go on my own. But it's so different.
Yeah.
I'd love to just walk in somewhere and walk out sometimes, you know, but.
No.
And that's the thing, when we speak to people all the time about, you know, going self-employed, they always think the grass is greener. You know, they'll maybe work for us in a salon or a spa and see the amount of money that comes in that day, but they don't realise what you're
And
paying
that's the
the
thing, like
payout.
businesses, even the past couple of months for me, I'm like, oh my God, it's hard. It's really hard. And I would love to, something my accounts are due this week. And Jack's like, come on. And I'm like, I would love to just go in and do my treatment and leave, but it doesn't work like that. And, you know, someone asked me recently, like, what makes a good therapist? What do I need? It depends what you want to do. You can be a good therapist, you can be passionate, you can be skilled, but if you want to go into business, there's so much more to it. And I'm still learning. And I honestly would love to just sometimes work for someone.
Yeah.
But then
Take
I
away
would
that
lose the perks of, But it's
Of
not,
working
it's not
your
for
own
everyone.
What would you
and
say the peak and the pit of being self-employed and having your own business is?
I love the flexibility. Got a husband that works away. I don't work weekends anymore. I like that side of things. But for me, I struggle with everything being on me. I mean, it's good. I mean, I'm my own boss. I can answer to myself, but the running everything gets to me. Yeah. I'd love to have the funds for someone to answer the mails, but going forward in life, I would never change it. I wouldn't. I do miss working as a team. I do. My clients are, God, we're so probably too close sometimes, but that's like your wee team, isn't it? And I think working from home, I don't really leave the house. I think people need to be careful with that. Like today is literally like you need to watch that. I worked from inside the house for 6 months. Never again.
That's what I did for 10 years, and it took over my home, and it was no longer my home.
Hated the house, just shut the spare room door.
I decorated constantly. It was a revolving decorated, because I was so sick of seeing the same walls all the time.
Wanted out the house. So I would, but listen, what works for you?
That's it. At that period of time, it was great for me, flexibility wise, around my family. So,
and it's got a wee bit harder. I think I've actually seen a lot of girls closing. A lot of girls down south are just the mental load just now, isn't it? It's as much as I love social media, went a wee bit off the radar the past few months, it's a full-time job.
You're quite good with, you're quite prevalent in social media. You've got a good social media.
But Amy, my content girl, I brought her on board end of last year, so she does all my posts and stuff. Good. And you know, Jack's like, you can do that. I'm like, I can't work with clients all week and then sit and make these posts. She's been a great investment, and it does work, it does help, but when it comes to videos, my best videos are just me. People want to know what I'm doing and what skincare I'm using, but I struggle with the treatment side of things, and I've always said this, I never pick the camera up when I'm with a client. It doesn't cross my mind, and I think it's quite invasive. And then I go, oh, I've not got any before and afters, but does that take away for the treatment?
I think people buy you though, because you've built that following now that people trust you. However, when you're doing it in the beginning, you need to showcase your stuff for people to even want to book with you first. You do. First thing.
And it's just, you know, I've even had a client recently who is like a business mentor, and she said, unfortunately, you move with the times now. Like, it is what it is. There's no going back. But does that say that someone's had a client for a salon for 20 years and they're not busy? No. But it's just the way it is now. And I think if you don't have this presence on Instagram, you do get forgotten about. And it's a hard one, because it's sometimes you don't want to post your life and stuff. But
I was going to ask you about social media, because we've, you know, like that, we've taken somebody on, but before that's even just getting wee videos, you know, getting the girls to record stuff.
For all companies, it was brutal.
But I love it though. I love yours, and I want to kind of push more like the education side. And this is like not to be, you know, horrible or whatever, but it can get quite boring sometimes. I feel like I'm going on just now, and I'm like, right, okay, day in the life and stuff. Like, it needs to be more educational, especially skin. People need to know.
You specialise in skin, don't you? Is that your wee niche?
I've always done it, but just more so the past few years. I just think if you're going to do advanced treatments like microneedling and peels, you need to know your stuff. And I've always done, you'll know yourself, there's a big difference between spa facials. Because I always ask a new client, like, what is your facial history? Oh, I had one at Turnberry. It's a big difference from what I'm going to do.
So yours is a targeted one.
I wanted kind of not the best of the best brands, but as clinical, that was quite a big investment for me. Totally paid off. I just wanted to do it properly.
Yeah, you wanted to see
results.
And
it depends what you want to do. Like, a couple of girls have said to me, oh, I just don't have the knowledge. Well, it doesn't need to be like advanced, but I think if it is going to be advanced, you need to know your stuff. And I've studied the past few years. I've really made sure I know my stuff. But you can never stop learning anyway.
No, so it's always changing.
And then when I got in touch with you guys at the end of last year, I would go with more regulations. I think you can't be educated enough. Do you know what I mean? Something I will go back to when I have time. But yeah, it just depends what kind of facialist you want to be. You know, because every facialist is different.
So what other treatments do you offer out with your advanced skin?
I can say this now, but massage is my thing. I've always had a follow-on. Like, I have had clients follow me for the Blythewood, which is actually nice to say. It's getting quite tough. It requires, I give my all. I've cut it back, but I love it. It's where I thrive. There's nothing better than a good before and after with skin and like seeing that difference, but I love massage.
How you make people feel.
And it's so, I mean, I used to be like, oh, they just probably like the massage. It's the feedback I get is really nice. And to have clients for Because I remember I worked at the Blythewood one time, and you'll know this is not really a thing, but I get pulled in and they were like, she's just asked for your details. And I was like, all right. She lived near me, would kind of cross over that. And she's been a client for years. And it was quite unusual that they allowed my details out. So, but it's hard.
I think that speaks volumes for them as well.
Yeah, and I think I noticed it more. So I went from the Blythewood, I went to Eve Spa in the Lagoon.
Right.
I don't know what made me move. Just, I don't know. The workload didn't look as much. So talking about spa management, this was the first spa that I worked in. If you had an hour's massage, I'm still friends with my boss to this day. If you had an hour's massage, you get a half an hour clean-up time. I could flip a bed with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
You know, if you had a half an hour treatment, you get 15 minutes. We were caudally trained. That's some of the best training and facials I've ever had. It was just different.
Yeah.
It was almost like a fancy salon. And then I noticed that more people were like, can I have Gemma? Can I have Gemma? And then when I set up in lockdown, my boss did say we would never, ever, it was council run, but we passed on those names because they knew where they were closing anyway.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to notice, right, I'm good at this. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then it took me ages to say that. And I have, honestly, I'm thinking of a client who should be in tonight, but I had to move him. He's been with me every second Monday for 6 years. And he's only moved it unless he's went on holiday. People buy into you.
Yeah,
everyone's doing the same treatments, and I don't know. You'll never know what they're coming to you for. But I just say to girls, just be passionate and you need to like the treatment.
Yeah. And I think connections big as well.
100%.
Yeah.
I might just work out the back door, but from start to finish, again.
I don't think it matters where you work as long as you're delivering this.
No. And you guys have probably been for treatments as well, and you kind of leave and you go,
I've been for treatments in some of the biggest spas before, and it's very robotic. One, there was a girl massaging my back while she was on her phone. It was
chewing gum and stuff like that, and I'm just not like that. But you know, I do always get a bit defensive when people say, "Oh, I went to this spa last weekend and it was rubbish." I've been there. It's hard. If you go to a spa on a Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I guarantee you that's that girl's 7th massage. You know, when I think back what I used to do, it actually got to the point when I physically couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. But why is that? Is that just it's a money thing for these big hotels and stuff, isn't it? But if it could run better, would the girls not?
I personally think there should be a cap in massage.
100%.
I don't think it'll ever come into play. Some of the places that I've worked in, we definitely do it that there's only X amount a day in their columns because it is too much and they won't give a great procedure by the end.
Because I've seen it with my own eyes. I never done it personally, but girls would cut the treatment. And the one thing that used to always get me was it's an hour's massage. 1 o'clock to 2, 2 o'clock to 3. That's physically impossible to get that client off the bed. And the complaints the spa would. So I'm like,
because the client's chatting, you want to give them the engagement, you want to make
I
sure
probably
they're
do
getting
myself
everything
out of
they
money, and I
need.
know I'm more flexible because I work from home, but I give myself like 15 minutes. I don't rush my client out, but I can do that from home. But the complaints we would get, and then they'd need to come back anyway for a free massage because, you know, and I'm honestly, Eve Spa, it was never a downgrade by any means. A lot of people thought, oh, you're going from the Blythewood to this one more local. The way it was run was incredible, and I'd love to actually maybe ask my old boss, like, how did you manage that, you know?
I think with spas, they've got bigger targets.
They do.
Yeah.
And
they do.
It's the kind of higher above anarchies don't see you as therapists. They're just people that are creating income for them as well. And then the managers of the spa, they have to do what they're told.
They're under so much
it's-
pressure.
But I
Yeah.
also do kind of think, so my local's the Bowfield, so that's where my gym is, and I'll go for the odd massage.
It's nice in there.
It's also your job, you know, and I do think, I don't know what your take on, a lot of people go into it thinking, oh, I just want to do beauty. It is your job to massage if you go into it, you know, and I do think there's a lot of therapists out there that don't want to be doing it, and that shows, like, you know, you get a girl that
doesn't want to do that. She wants to be
Doesn't
doing
want to
brows
do
or she
that.
wants to
We
be
were
doing
told that
something
lately,
else.
weren't we, off of a salon, not a spa, but they were trying to employ people and they're like, nobody wants to massage. And I find that bizarre as well because half our girls love massage.
We've actually got girls that would happily just do that. You know, they're like,
I
just
also
take
do
everything
think
else out
as
my
well,
column.
and I've thought about it and I've went back on it. So my massages don't reflect my facials, right? And I've been asked that, you know, off of my client that's a business mentor, she's like, that would help get your prices up. It's a bit like the nail industry just now. We can't shift by this. I do think girls would pay over £100 for a facial just now. I feel like we just can't get by that £75 kind of thing for a massage. But what's interesting is a lot of my clients are members of the Bowfield as well. And whenever I'm off, they'll happily pay more than that and not even use the facilities. So they're like, why are you not putting your prices up anyway?
What's
you
the
know?
difference?
But I just think that's a problem in the industry just now as well. I think we're all undercharging.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of girls I speak to down south in England and stuff. They're charging so much more.
Yeah.
Why
And look
is
at what
that?
spas are charging, £180, £200 for a massage.
Yeah.
And we would never think that a client would pay that to come to us.
No.
I think it's
Again,
different
it's a mental block.
demographics as
Yeah.
well, though, isn't it?
You're paying
And
for where you are unless I'm
Yeah.
working at the back door and but as you say,
It's the
people do, it's
treatment
your
you're
getting
experience.
is
I
so
know.
good though. I know.
I've only been able to say this recently, but I do know I could put mine up and my
Yeah.
clients would stick, and that's a nice position to be in. If the treatment's good, I would pay
Yeah.
it. But I've spoken to a lot of nail techs. I stopped doing nails and stuff years ago. I just had lost my passion for it. They're really struggling. They just feel they can't pass
Putting
this
their prices up.
25, 30 quid, and nails is expensive.
Yeah.
Like nails to do is expensive.
yeah, we've got a nail bar in ours.
Yeah.
And they're breaking even. They're not.
Yeah.
I think when people actually sit and look at what they're making, it's
That's because there's all these ones on the main shopping centres that are churning them out. You know, you're quick kind of a.
yeah.
I
I
don't wanna
think
use the
what
word.
people, I think what people need to realise as well, everybody's got different client demographics. In the beginning, when you start your own business, you'll take anybody on
I was
because you're
30 quid for a full
fearful.
body.
Of course,
that was amazing.
Of course,
I was rammed.
Uh-huh.
Like, I
No
see when I
wonder.
think back, I'm like,
No wonder.
interesting. But you do though, don't
But
you?
as you put your prices up, you whittle certain clients out. But that's okay because the ones that stay are the ones that you want.
Yeah. And I think
So-
as well, so I have a couple of girls that approach me, you know, I want to set up, could I like have like a wee call with you? I don't feel I've got the right to tell them how to run their business, but there's so many things that I've learned, and I think putting your prices up, you can work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But also everyone's got different, I don't know, you know, you've got loads of overheads compared to me. The fully booked thing, people panic about that as well, don't they? I've had girls that have been in the industry and they're like, how are they full? They might only work 2 days a week. Like, we need to stop getting hung up on
They're
that
just
as
putting
well.
that out there that they're fully
Yeah.
booked. They're
When
probably
I
not.
think what I used to do, and I did used to glamorise it. I really did. I would say that first year, that's my 6th year self-employed, rammed. Paper diary, could even make it what was in.
Oh, the paper diary.
Paper diary, I know.
days,
Can we go
miss
back to that
them.
sometimes? But it's so different now. And,
know.
you know, there's some days I might honestly only do 3 clients because that suits me. The next day I might do more. I do think some girls are working themselves really hard though, but they're not taught these things
No.
about business.
No.
They're not taught about, and they physically don't. They're
They
not taught
work
about
from fear.
pay.
They don't work from passion. They work from fear. The next client, the next client. what
I
am
was
gonna
that
do?
person when I worked from home.
And it is the silly things like, right, okay, we're all talking about investing in a content, which I do think pays off to take away the stress. But you're adding that in to what you're, you know, insurance. So, yeah, business is wild. It's a
Yeah.
wild ride.
It is hard.
Um,
What do you think the hardest part's been for you?
I think when you own a business, it's the turning up when you've maybe got other things going on and there's really nowhere to go with that. And I think a lot of girls are feeling that as well.
Yeah.
It's all hunky-dory when you've got the shop front and stuff, but turning up, I would never put it. If something's going on with me in the treatment room, not a client will know about it,
No.
but it's the getting there and it's
Yeah.
not being
Putting
like,
the game face on.
can you just do that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And that's
You
where
don't have
working-
anyone else to pass it on to.
No.
You have to let the client down.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
then
only
as
other-
I've been 6 years in business, I'm not bored by any means. I love my clients, but I do think what is next? What else can you do with? I've thought about the training side of things. I think I would be good at it, but a lot of girls get quite complacent after a certain amount of time, don't they?
I think you go through different seasons in your life through this career as well. And it's dependent on your home life as well. It's such a great career to be flexible like that. But yeah, there is always striving for more. We actually said that in the last episode. I'm one of those people
Yeah.
that when's enough and I don't know the answer to that because I'm always striving for the next
And I
step.
think it's a different industry, isn't it? Like, I look at my sister works for JP Morgan along the road. She just got a massive promotion. We don't get promoted in this
No.
industry. We don't get that big bonus pay rise. And it is, you do get really complacent. And I feel like maybe this year I'm being like, okay, I'm busy. What else can I do with my skills? Like what is next? Because can I see myself just going out and working with clients every week? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is longevity as well. You know, how much longer when you get older and things like that. You can't do it forever.
My dream job was actually, again, I was friends with a girl at college. I wanted to work for Demologica.
Oh,
and I wanted to travel back in the day. But again, do you want to do that as you're older? You know?
Yeah.
I'm really close to Jill Mitchell. You know Jill? Mm-hmm. I look at her and I actually messaged her last week when she was at the Dorchester. I went, see if you need a wee intern. Nice. I just look at her and I'm like, that must be, she said it's so hard. Yeah. Because she's in a hotel every other night. And, you know, I think you do look at people's life and social. And some people are like, I would just love, you just go to your Pilates in the morning, do your clients. And that, see, when you actually think about it, that is a dream life for some people.
But they don't see what the hard work is behind the scenes.
100%.
Keeping it.
Like this a lot of girls watching you saying, oh my God, you know, just going to college now and looking at what you do, saying, oh my God, I want to be that. But you can just...
Like this week for me is accounts and stuff, and I will hold my hands up, that's not my thing. Got a very supportive husband that we work together. I don't know what I would do without him. That's the side that I struggle with, and it's something that you can't shy away from. Let's be honest.
I hated the stage that you had to do your tax returns and stuff
and
like
you
that
see girls panic, don't you? That's the side that's business, isn't it? As Jack would say, it's business. It's something you need to do.
And again, we always advise, get a good accountant, get somebody
bookkeeper.
Get them to give
actually
you a
had this
system
conversation with someone the other day. When do you start taking your own money? Even things like that, like you earn all this money and you just like put it, and then you're like, when can I actually
take it?
That's it's been a big learning curve. Honestly, finance is not my thing. So we had that skin event in December, which was great. A room full of skin girls, and it's so funny how you're always in your own thoughts. Like I don't feel I've got life together. No one does. And it was quite not nice that, you know, people are struggling, but everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's overwhelmed with what treatments they want to do, prices, deposits. That's a whole thing just now, isn't it? So, yeah, I think it's easy to get wrapped up in...
I think that's where, when you've got a wee bit of influence in the industry, that's where you need to be honest and transparent with people, because...
We couldn't be more honest on this podcast every week. It's like,
I don't want to missell to people the dream. It is a great industry to be in, but running your own business within it is bloody hard.
It is. And I think, you know, having that, like your tribe, I've never ever seen, I would help anyone. The messages that I get from girls, the collaboration over competition any day.
But it didn't used to be like that.
It still isn't. No. Sometimes it still isn't.
There'll be people out there that are saying they're backing you, but they're not really.
You can always learn something for someone. Like you're not any superior because you've got that short front or whatever, or you always need someone. Jessica and Emily were really good friends now. We all do as clinical. You want to see her chatting a Monday morning moaning about like stock. I need them. They're like, we do the same
because
treatments.
You don't have like people working around you.
Emily's going to be going off soon to have a baby. She's like, can I pass them to you? You know, there's no, you need that.
You need a support network.
Yeah, I need skills. You know, I've got a couple of massage therapists that they massage like me. I'll send my clients to them. Like, you need that, I think, because it is lonely.
But see, the people that don't do that, they're not doing themselves any favours, and they're the ones that are threatened. It's by not doing the collaborations, you're pocketing yourself into...
Clients will go where they want to go.
Of course
and
they will.
Clients are, you know, I've learned this, we've all done it. Like, we've all done it back in the day. I would be like, oh, she's not come back or whatever. They'll go where they want to go. My clients are different to down the road's clients. And
can we try to entice people back in the beginning, and then we realised they weren't actually the clients that we wanted there. So I know.
You're so offended when they go somewhere else.
And everyone sees people differently. Like, I read this recently. Like, I don't know how people, because I'm me, right? I don't know what people see when they watch my Instagram or come to me for a treatment. But if someone's returning 2-3 times a month or whatever, you're doing something wrong. But then I have been for treatments where I'm like, oh, I didn't vibe there. Vibing's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
This is such a hands-on industry that the minute someone starts massaging me, and I don't like to do that, it's not as if I'm being judgmental, but I just know straight away
if you're going to.
And this is maybe a therapist that people are like, she's incredible, or
But I
it's
think
strange,
that's just
isn't it?
people over time as well, the experience you grow within time, that you start feeling like that.
And also what I think is a big thing as well is how you run your business. So I think a lot of people, clients, get away with maybe cancelling with that person quite a few. So they stick with them.
Yeah.
Whereas my boundaries might not suit them.
Yeah.
Most of the
We
time
have
they
to
don't.
have-
So
We have to have boundaries.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
otherwise you're sitting there and that's income. That's money.
but
you don't
everyone
have
can do
coming
the
in.
same treatment, but it's people do buy into you, don't they?
Yeah.
Of course they
100%.
do.
Yeah.
And they
And
want
it's
to see you win.
Yeah.
You know, you're saying about working on your own. So there's negatives to working in a salon like ours where a girl leave and go self-employed. And at first we were so offended. But then again, that's vibing again.
Yeah.
The customers that went with her vibed with
I
her.
would just
They
think if
weren't
I'm not
vibing
good
with
enough
us
for you,
too.
then there's a door.
I know.
You know, like we get really like hung up on
Yeah.
that. I've worked in a couple of different places. Great sometimes, not great. I kind of learned that I don't like working as part of a team because you know what it's like. I'm so specific when it comes to certain things, and it was nice as the social side of things, but that gets messy as well,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And the
Absolutely.
minute I just removed myself, my business runs so much
Yeah.
better.
Boundaries can be crossed the more sociable you get.
Everyone looks at things differently.
Yeah.
You'll know yourself. People don't have the same eye for business.
Yeah.
And there's no contracts involved. No one sees things the same as you.
Yeah.
And it used to be my dream to have that shop front and stuff. I do have trust issues. I do, just because I've seen so much in the industry that I don't think I'm cut out for having staff. And it's a shame because that was a dream of mine, but I watch shows and I'm like, how do you sleep at night?
I don't.
I mean, it's like you don't. It's probably so worth it, and I don't mean that to be. I'm maybe just at a wee stage in my life where I want all the peace, but
Do you know what? We've got a really great team, the best team we've ever had, but it still comes with its headaches.
Yeah.
yeah,
It really does.
Yeah.
It's
and it's going to happen,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And again, that's because people see things differently.
They do.
They look at how
You
they
can't
work
expect
for us
everyone to
and-
see things how
Yeah.
you do. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But in working predominantly women as well, it's messy,
the
isn't
same
it?
cycles.
That's why I like the spa work over salon, because I think you can go into your room and do
That's
your
it.
treatment
Yeah.
and shut the door.
And you don't
kinda.
see each other because you're all timed at the same
No.
times and stuff.
But
so-
over that, it is lonely sometimes.
Yeah.
It is just, working for myself, going out the back door. There's always something every day where I'm like, oh, I wish I had someone to
bounce off.
bounce off of. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't change it now at this point.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the wee odd spa shift somewhere, but
Keep that in mind.
yeah. So what is the training side? Do you think a lot of girls go in and do that have worked for themselves for years? Do they is
To
that
be
the next step?
educators. Yeah, I think we get different candidates actually for the award in education because we're off-call regulated, because you can get award in educations that are different to ours that aren't actually recognised. A lot of our award in education people are people that have been in the industry for a long time, either own their own place, but majority of them are actually our spa leaders, aren't they, coming on the course as well, so they can do like more efficient in-house training and stuff as well. And we've taken a couple of people on in the past that we've grown, like a couple of our girls have went through the award in education in urban, so they can do some CPD courses in the academy. So,
and again, it's just their passion. They've been in the industry.
A
A lot of
long
them come
time.
in thinking, I can't do this forever. My body won't allow me.
Oh yeah,
so
when I
what
write
else can I
down
do?
kind of not goals, but it's always kind of been there, and I have always, I've had clients saying, can I come and shadow and stuff. I don't know how I feel about that though, because it needs to be, I don't want them just to shadow how I do things, because it might not be right, but it's always been something that I've thought, is that the next thing? I think teaching people how to do something that you're passionate about,
there needs
the
to be the
only-
passion there, and it needs to be for
100%.
the right reasons. Do you know? It's like we were talking in the previous podcast, is the academy's doing really well, but it's not just about the money. It's about, I want people to remember us that have been through their training journey and been like, that was a great experience. That's what I want out of that situation.
And also for me, it was a period of time at the end of last year where I was off for a little bit, and my clients did go elsewhere, and they're really honest, and I didn't like this about that treatment, and I'm like, I need to train people how to do things properly. I think Jack's always said this. He went, you need to clone someone for when you're off, you know, like to do things the way I do. So that if I ever am off, my clients have somewhere to go, you know. But I've been in some interesting training courses myself.
Oh yeah,
in and out the door.
It's just a business transaction, isn't it? And you get a bit of paper. A couple of hours later, even though it's supposed to be a full day, you're in for half a day, and you can get away now. There's a specific training academy that I went to. You were a model for me, weren't you?
That's
this was even before.
Recently?
No, way before
we
started. And it was just appalling. It really was. It was actually
people on the course that shouldn't have been on the course.
And like that, one of the procedures was dermaplaning, and there was a girl sitting next to me asking me how you cleanse a face. And I was just
I've picked up on this as well. So I actually did go to a certain training academy. I actually don't do dermaplaning anymore. I'm not overly fussed about it. See, these training courses, I think they need to make sure that there's. I don't want to skip the theory, right? Because you can always learn and listen, but that kind of gap that anyone can go on it, you know, I think they should, and that's where it comes in, that like there's no knowledge to start with.
Yeah.
Even a certain advanced treatment I was on recently, so much so that I got them back out. Training online with someone that kind of get logged in and you just know they don't even know about skin.
Yeah. They're blagging.
We're all paying the same money. Yeah. I'm not getting as much out of it as what, you know, even like a beginner, and I don't know, that gets me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when you told me that you have that, what do you call that, your course where you can, if you've been
Bridge
doing
the gap.
Yeah, that's incredible. Because I don't want to sit and
you don't want
be
to
in a classroom with someone, you know, and I think that's fine to say.
Because
it's so different.
You've got
I don't want to skip the theory, I actually
knowledge.
can always go back to it. But that, why are they not like that, you know?
So again, that's something that you need, like, we worked with our awarding body in that for many months before it was even approved, because it is qualifications you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So there's like strict policies that you need to tick before you even get to that stage, and obviously you do all the right things, but there are people that are wanting to do bridge the gap as well just because it's cheaper, but actually don't have any prior knowledge. And
I'm actually training in a new facial a couple of weeks' time down in Manchester, my algae peel decor. Looked at it for a while. I think it might be the next step if someone doesn't want microneedling or maybe can't fork out for that. They're so thorough. There's not even, you know, a lot of, you'll get sent out your kit before. I know a lot of girls start doing it straight away. No kit until you've done it. And the theory is very in-depth. And they want you to do it before you go. That's how it should be.
It should be.
You know?
Yeah.
Even if you can't have the treatment on the day, you need to let them know because that interferes with models and stuff. Whereas I've done courses where, honestly, it's just you could do it with your eyes closed. Literally. And I don't learn like that. If you can, hats off to you. But and the theory is huge. In fact, I think practicals, even speaking of dermaplaning, no one can see how that's done through a screen or doing one model. I struggled with it.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not when COVID happened, there was a gap in the education system that you were allowed to do online training. And now, unless it's theory based, any practical stuff isn't insurable if it's done online. So,
and with that treatment that I it was a pedicure. It was Ellen pedicure. I was pedicure trained. I was back, but you can see why. I just came off of it, and they're like, "No, you've not done in-house training." And I was like, "Yeah, that's actually really understandable." You know, so hands-on's huge.
It is huge. It is, and that's where things need to start changing in the industry as well, because there are too many of these online courses. We were met with for years. People been like, I can get something for 25 quid doing it online. You're like, just go and do it then.
And some people are, and listen, they'll have the clientele for it. That's
it.
That's the thing. I know loads of girls, and it's nothing personal. I actually know a lot of girls that have done the one-day courses. They're incredible businesswomen. They've got, they're doing really well for themselves and they're busy.
Yeah.
But it just depends what kind of treatment you're offering, you know. Fixing a lot of skin just now. A lot of girls are coming through the door. I actually had a girl booked the other day for skin pain and dermaplaning. Says on it, I will never dermaplane the face and microneedle.
No.
I think a lot of places want to just give them everything, so you think you're getting.
There's a specific brand that does the layered effect like that.
Microneedle and derma, and I'm like, that's just not how I treat the skin. That's just me.
It's too much for the skin.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And these girls think they're getting so much more for their money.
Yeah.
which they are, but they're not really because their skin's a mess.
Listen, even some of the colleges were talking about doing that later, and because I do some examining for SIBTAC, and when it was coming through, I was like, why are they doing those two? So I challenged it. I was like, why are they doing those two procedures together? And then they kind of looked at it. But I was like, that's all because there's a certain brand out there that I'm not saying the name to wetsuits, but they do these layering techniques that's not suitable for the skin type.
I think there's knowing the difference between that cannot happen. But then what have I seen recently? Light therapy after microneedling, that's controversial just now. Skin's controversial. You get people that's where I do feel for some girls that start out, you don't know what's right or wrong. There's one clinic that I know, numbing before microneedling, that's controversial just now. That side of things is different, right?
That's where you need to look at the legalities of it as well. So in Scotland, you're actually not allowed to numb people. You have to get your client to go and purchase it and put it on themselves.
And you know, that's something, so when I got my microneedling device, I've had that in the cupboard for 6 months because there was just a couple of things that didn't sit well with me, and I'm just the type of person that I need to go and make sure that it's right. And the numbing cream was huge. I didn't know about all of that, you know. And I asked, this is what's nice about having friends in the industry, asking them as well. And there's some girls that will just go and buy it and do it. But that was one of the things that stopped me doing it, because I don't know. I like to do things properly.
Yeah, that's it. Because you
and
want
I could
your
get away
client to
with
be
it. I'm out the
safe.
back door, no one would know. But that was one thing that...
No, you don't want to do it. You just want to know you're
it's
doing
like the
it right.
micropigmentation. We deliver that course as well, and the amount of people that are wanting like the numbing cream off the dark web.
Yeah,
You're
literally.
like, don't use that.
I know. And obviously when you do certain courses, they're going to tell you their protocols, and then you come off a microneedling and what are they using? They're using loads of... they're microneedling different serums and stuff in and things. Loads of girls are doing it, but that's just off their own back, isn't it? That's not how you're trained, you know?
Oh, well, we would hope not.
I sometimes actually do find skin quite overwhelming. There's days where I'm like, I'll just go back to my spa job and it's easy and stuff, but obviously do love the task at hand, but it does come with knowing your stuff
all the time.
Microneedling someone's face is a lot, and it took me years to think, do I want to bring that in, don't I? But yeah, it's just doing things properly. We did a video on that recently as well, with a lot of kind of TikToks, microneedling, the people's face are covered in blood, and you're like, that's not a true, authentic microneedling procedure. You shouldn't have. Do you think, obviously we all, the three of us, love social media, and I love reaching for all my, you know, you guys are like therapy to me and stuff, but do you think it plays a part in how overwhelming the industry is? It does, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Everything in life just now is so much.
That's why there's such anxiety.
Like girls would see that, like, you know, because everyone looks at things differently. Oh, I'm not getting blood in mine, let's go deeper. You know, I think it's creating a bit of, I don't know, just if we never seen that, we'd all just be doing what we
following protocols.
And I think one of the biggest things as well is Skin Pen was a massive investment for me. I sat on it for years, and I do think it's the next step. I feel some girls think if you don't have that, you're not up there, you're not doing it, you know, having all these machines and things, and
so many machines.
And again, you need to know what your niche is as well. It's just because the salon down the road's got it and is smashing it doesn't mean that you're...
And I do look at some Instagram accounts and businesses, and I just think having all of these machines, you're not making your money back on that. And I'm like, what is
these
the point
big
in having
companies
them all?
Seem to be, that was an eye-opener as well. A lot of these big companies who I never thought would do it are giving it to people that don't have facial qualifications as well, which I think's wrong.
I know. That's the part, and I try and keep my blinkers on, but I'm finding it more with, not that we're not young, but the kind of 20 to 25, Gemma, do I need skin boosters? What are you cleansing your face with?
I know.
Do I need
that? You take your makeup off at night?
You know, but that's what Instagram does. It's like everyone needs the next thing. I'm like, you're 21 years old. No, you don't need skin boosters. It might prevent, but yeah, it is even for me, it's overwhelming. And these skinfluencers, they're great in a way, but they're just recommending products, and if they don't like it, they're going to say it's not great. Yeah.
And then the young ones
how do you know? Do you even know what
business?
hyaluronic acid does, or is it just because I know? And I think a lot of companies are reaching out to skinfluencers over someone that's
Yes,
in the
to
industry.
sell their products.
Yes.
That's it. And
it's so bad.
I don't
should
know if
be
it's because
specialists in the industry they're speaking to.
But that's the era we're from, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's
Yeah.
like we've just partnered with Caroline Hirons for Skin Rocks, but she
That's amazing,
has a
by the way.
wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
So she would be someone that I would be wanting to pick
Listening to,
brains and
yeah.
listen to, not an influencer that doesn't have a clue about skin.
And
do
it
you
just
know?
shows you she is the kind of old school, like that she wants her brand to be used in
ethical ways.
off a therapist.
So basically, to even get a Skin Rocks Pro account, you need to upload
I
your
looked at it,
certificate
yeah.
before you even progress onto any stage, which I think all product houses should be doing.
yeah.
Yeah. And we love that she'll say no. She's
Yeah.
just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't have it. But here's where you can go and get it.
Yeah.
You know, so she does want them to come into
So
the
that's
industry.
what you guys are using for. That's exciting.
Level 2
That's
facial.
really exciting.
Yeah. So we were with Dermalogica and Ishka. We're still using Ishka. We've got a great relationship with Ishka.
Yeah.
But our main product brand
You do
will
it at
be
Ishka facials as well.
in the salon.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
And I sometimes look at my facial menu and I do have a real interest in advance, you know, like results driven. I think it's a good word. I'm not saying Ishka's not results driven, but I want to look over
It's
the
more
next
of a
couple
spa
of
brand.
weeks. Yeah, I
Yeah.
miss, because a lot of clients don't have a Scooby, right? They just,
They just take it guidance
oh,
from
you're
you.
not doing it. I wouldn't excessively massage the face after microneedling and stuff. You know, they think you can get both. So I want to reevaluate all that because I do miss the relaxing side of things as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You know,
And some people, that's what they want. They just
yeah.
want the
Oh, I
relaxation.
love Ishka facials.
Yeah.
They still do the peel mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Just cause a wee bit of anxiety, but I do miss that. It's just totally different facials. The way I set up my room for microneedling as well isn't how
It's
I would set it
clinical,
up.
isn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's keeping your ducks in order, isn't it? But I do miss the relaxing facials as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
It is.
Yeah.
Our students get a wee taster of that as well,
Yeah.
doing the relaxing one, and then obviously our Dermalogica before was the results driven one, but now we've changed that up with Skin Rocks. So
Yeah.
Skin Rocks will be
Yeah.
the one. to
So your
go
girls
forward.
train with you, go away, and then they're back with you for their exam.
So they train with us for a week and then they come back for commercial salon if they don't have a spa to have a mentor under. And even when they're in spa, we do spot checks. And this is over 3 months.
You want to know where they're going?
Oh, we
Spa-wise?
have
Yeah,
to. We have to.
Do you have
agree.
a certain B group of spas that you like? Or
No,
as
like
long
we're
as-
with most of the spas in Scotland now,
Yeah.
aren't we?
So
But
the spas are employing the candidates that come
Amazing.
to us. So they're going back to work with
I think
them.
that was a thing. You weren't there when I needed you.
I
That was
know.
just, you just applied for these spas, and I mean the training was great. The Ishka training was amazing and stuff. But yeah, that was maybe missing back then.
yeah, post-COVID it took off.
Yeah.
Because there was just such a need for therapists in the industry. There was such a decline because people who were therapists before went and did a different job through
Yeah.
COVID and
Yeah.
stuck to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the best paid industry.
No, it's
when
not. It's not.
you're- It's more
And it's a
about-
shame because I do know a lot that they are passionate. I know I
Yeah.
was, but the pay was just. But you can even it up. You can say that I get paid a lot more now, but it comes with a lot more stress.
Exactly.
So you just need to weigh that up, don't you?
I think they're becoming more fair now with pay over the spas. So
Mm-hmm.
and then better incentives as well for their team.
Yeah.
But
Product
It's
bonuses and
yeah, it's hard.
commissions and-
But from a business side of it, I can see why the
Yeah.
struggles there to put
Yeah.
kind of wages up and stuff like that as well,
because
because
the government take all your money.
And apart
much
from
that
us saying, you know,
tax.
there should be more, you know, looking after the girls, it is a spa. People want massages.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get away from that?
Yeah.
You know?
that's it. And there's been loads of spas we've worked with that have really tried to push the facial side of it to
Yeah.
give the girls a break,
Right.
and clients just don't want it when they come to a spa. They want a massage.
When they're
Whereas
coming
the
to a
spa
hotel
that
to
I was
stay.
telling you about, it was so different. You know, we
Yeah.
done like nails and stuff like that. So it absolutely was a spa. We had thermals and stuff, but it was so different.
Yeah.
You know, people don't get their nails done at spas, really, do
No.
they?
No,
No.
no.
Turnberry's
Turnberry's
on my
got a
list,
room, but
yeah.
they don't do nail.
No.
They've actually got rooms for manicure, pedicure, but they don't often.
I've never been to Turnberry. Can you believe that?
That's one of our contracts. Yeah.
Nice.
Come
Never
on.
been. Yeah.
Come
Have you
shadow
seen
a
that
day
new
in our
one?
life.
And, I'm going to St Andrews in a couple of weeks. The new one, it begins with a K.
Collar spa.
Yeah, what do they use?
There's Ishka, they're not.
They've got some Ishka, but I can't remember what their other brand is.
I mean, I love nothing more
Is
than
it
a
Temp?
spa day.
It's not Temples. Oh, is it not the one that starts with an O that I can't pronounce?
Ormaraviska? No,
Is it that one?
can't remember.
And also as well, what we noticed, so I remember going back after COVID, we weren't quite allowed to do clients yet, and our thermals never opened back up
Yeah.
due to CO2 levels or whatever. Started phoning Caudley I think we done Fate Bake spray tans. That was kind of the last of and I don't think Fate Bake closed for a while. No,
It's been changed hands a couple of times, but they're back on track.
And Caudilly were like, "Yep, we're not in Spaz anymore." Like, fantastic. Now I've got a cheek with this because I'm partnered with Like Fantastic, but the biggest difference that I've seen is the retail side of things. Like, people can get their hands on anything online. And do you think Spaz are noticing that as well? I mean, I like to leave with a wee novelty bag, but I've even had it with As Clinical recently, which has been a bit of a nightmare. Is retail...
I think retail's massively, like back in our day, like I'm even before you, but that was part of the client's journey. You had to retail.
There's one salon that I still know in Kilmacombe, which is 5 minutes from me. They're a Clarence.
Oh, that's who I was
She's always had her. She'll always be there, and I mean, hats off to her, but yeah, it's a shame.
I'm a Clarence robot. I'll always love Clarence. I
still use double
serum.
As well. Remember they had the treatment room, Frasers?
Is it not John Lewis?
Was that? I thought it was the top of Frasers. They had a wee treatment room.
They maybe did, I don't know. John Lewis definitely had treatment rooms in there.
But it's huge. I mean, I noticed myself doing it in the hairdressers. Do you want an Olaplex? I've got it in the house, you know, so I can't moan about it. But it does. I loved that part of the client experience.
I think
so hard.
What the problem is as well is it's feeling
do they just know they can go on these bigger kind of... I've brought it up with my rep, my As Clinical rep. I don't rely on retail, but it's huge to me. Quite good at selling, and my clients have said, you do know that's on X. And I do obviously have all my incentives and stuff with As Clinical, but I don't want to be going on and seeing what else it is. I would just... But my clients, God love them, they will buy from me, but... It's so different now. People do want things cheaper.
We use Jansen's Cosmetics for all our advanced stuff, so our peels and the microneedling, the products from there. And this thing that they do that I really love is that all their online products are 10% dearer than what we would have them. So they want us to sell it over them selling it online, and I really like that aspect of that brand.
The markup of As Clinical is great, and in the 3 years I've done it, I've never had a client buy into it and not, so it's all that I use, but I don't want them paying any more than what they should. They just came back saying just remember your incentives and stuff, but incentives are not great. Not the way they used to be either, you know.
But if your client can buy it cheaper online, that's not helping
you. And then I felt like maybe not that Christmas Fair, the one before, even the As Clinical's umbrella is Harper Grace, so it's like your Daisy Pro mask and stuff, which is what I use. It's on Cult Beauty. They're like 60 quid cheaper. And I was wasting time going on and seeing what they could get with their 15%. I don't have the time to do that. You know, it's got to the point where I'm
and you are in the good position. You don't need to retail, but it's nice. It's low hanging fruit.
So As Clinical, I don't need to stock it. They do a concierge service, so my clients just text me and I can, you know, most of them, I always give them a bit of a client discount anyway, but yeah, it seems to be everything. You go on Look Fantastic, there's everything on there. And I feel like I've got a cheat because I'm like, As Clinical's not on Look Fantastic, but and people don't want to come in and get it. They want it tomorrow. I think that's the thing as well, isn't it?
To their front door and they'll have to
However,
move
we've had a couple of people that have Googled Ishka and just dropped in the salon and bought stuff because they're like, oh, I didn't realise you did it and you're the closest person to me. So there's maybe still a wee bit of kind of high street selling.
I do still have the odd clients, I must admit, that are not wary, but you know, pharmaceutical grade, all that kind of stuff. They do just like, and I've got to go along with that. That's absolutely fine if you're not into kind of stronger products, if you like. As Ishka still like the glass bottles and stuff like that. Yeah. So nice.
All sustainable. Yep.
Yeah.
I do love their products. Their body products are amazing.
I do prefer their body products.
What else did we use in the Blythewood? Ishka, Made for Life. I wasn't oncology trained then. I done that after. Ela. ILA. Right. That was quite nice.
Yeah. Trying to think what other brand they use just now.
That's terrible.
They are up there
the other week there. Ishka's doing really well. Yeah. Leon's
I like
just not
the background
back.
of it. Was his son or daughter had psoriasis or eczema, wasn't it? A way back when he started it. I'm psoriasis prone, so it's amazing for me. People like that kind of natural side of things, don't they?
So we go to the Ishka conference every year and they're still doing, you know, it's the couple that kind of designed the product and then Leon got involved and brought it into the Blythewood and that's where it's grown from.
They still have their seaweed bath there, do they?
Yeah.
They had
it was there that not long ago.
Yeah, when they've
still got it down in the spa area, they've still
Yeah.
got the seaweed bath. But they're now working with that charity, Deborah.
Right.
You know, the skin disease,
Right, okay.
or butterfly skin, they call
Okay.
it. So Deborah's the main kind of charity. So they've been giving them the serum,
Right.
and it's helping a lot of sufferers. It's helping
When
their
I look
skin.
back to when I trained, though, again, I was thinking about this morning. One thing that has made my job harder is how many things are out there.
Yeah.
And I think young girls are struggling. And I would actually say that's where I'm different. I treat the skin a wee bit kinder than other therapists, but there's so much more
Yeah.
out there.
There's too much
honestly.
choice.
See, when I have a new client and I'm like, right, need pictures, I always go for what they're using. I'm like, no wonder. See, like these Medicaid pads, and I use that morning and night and makes my makeup sit nicer. I'm like, whoa,
You'll have no skin left.
no, literally. It's so overwhelming.
I know.
Every day I
It
go
is.
and there's...
I mean, before I worked with Jenny, I didn't do any skincare at all. It was terrible. You know, I was just like wash my face and put a moisturiser on, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then when you started, we started working. But even now, I'm in with products, and you know, I'm getting to know more about skin
Yeah.
because I don't have a beauty background. Mine
Yeah.
is all the business side of
Yeah.
things. Even me, I feel overwhelmed. You know, she'll go.
And that's one thing you
don't know
can't
what
do
to
when
use.
I've been talking to my girls that want to go into skin. It's one thing doing the treatment, but for me it's the consultation, and you just can't make a client feel bad.
No.
About their,
No.
my mum's friend group, wee bit older, they missed the whole actives thing and stuff, and it's new
Yeah.
to them. Just because I know about skin doesn't mean that they do. Some clients do tell me their routine and I want to fall off my chair, but I would never do
Yeah.
that, you know. But yeah, I do treat the skin kinder. I think a lot of girls are overdoing it.
Too harsh
aren't
on
they?
them. Too much layering.
You look
Yeah.
great though, your skin's amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah. less is more. Do you get treatments? No.
Very
No,
rarely.
never get time, have we?
Very rarely. Wish we said this year's going to be our self-care year, and I
Why
think
are
it's
we
been the
like
worst
that?
I
yet.
know.
I
So
know.
bad.
Why are we like that?
And we've got lots of lovely connections where they say, like, let's do a swap. You know,
Aye.
you come to us, we'll come to you. And it's just finding time in the diary to
I
actually
know.
go and do
And
it.
then the salon, thankfully, is always really busy. So we'd rather have clients through the door than
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
taking up
I
a
know.
space. So
I know.
We're so bad at that. We're like, no, let's get the money in instead.
yeah, I know.
Even when we worked in the spas, yep, you'll get one free treatment a month.
Aye.
Didn't happen.
Never
No
happened.
problem. So,
So let's round things up. What's your goal for this year?
My goal for this year is to really push the skin. I never done skin to get new clients. I feel like I've got my clients. I don't know what the rest of my year's going to look like, but I'm happy with what I've got and I don't want more. I just want to perfect
Focus
what I'm
on
doing.
that.
And I don't know, I feel the tail end of last year there was a couple of wee businessy things that came to light, so I'm just going to take
Yep.
opportunities. But I do wonder what is next. I feel
Yeah.
like there's a wee something different on the horizon and I don't know
Good.
what it is. But yeah, just concentrating on my own clients.
that's
Yeah.
it.
No,
Working smarter,
no more
not
training.
harder.
Done all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming in. It's been
interesting.
great.
It's lovely to get
Yeah.
a different perspective on the
Yeah.
industry.
I know.
Might try Skin Rocks as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should come.
They do it in Basingate,
Probably.
probably.
Yeah, they
Heard
probably
your
will.
retinoid's good.
Yeah.
Retinol. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So if you have enjoyed this episode, please hit the like, follow and subscribe.